Hi, I'm Kathy Callahan-Brady, and welcome to In the Trenches. Today we have a really special guest. This is Patrick Wheeling. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to be.
Yeah, we had some fun there.
Just got hung up in my wire.
It's all good, right? So first, this gives me an opportunity to be able to thank the people who serve Fitzy so well, and I know how busy you are, and so coming out at 7:30 in the morning to advise our clients is a pretty big deal, and you guys give great advice too.
It's fun though.
It is a lot of fun.
It's fun. It's fun to listen to people talk about their passion and their excitement and what they're trying to do and how they're trying to impact other people's lives. So, it's an honor to serve.
And then you remember back to when you started your first business, right? And
Oh yeah.
how fun that was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Into the breach.
Yeah, I always say you guys got to be a little bit crazy in order to start our own businesses, but
Well, that's where that whole passion thing comes in, because it'll override, rational thought.
Exactly. So let's talk about your business. Tell us a little bit about it.
So today, my business is combined with a company out of New York called MARZARS. And it's a classic audit, accounting, tax firm. However, they acquired my business because we really focus on helping a typical client, a mid-market company maybe dealing with transition in the new economy and new technology, and how do I express that to a new customer base and attract that customer base and do the basic things that I need to do for my business, but yet I don't have expertise for. And that's where we come in to help guide them through that process on whatever technology enhancements might be done to enhance their revenue streams.
So I'm wondering, which business was it that they assumed?
So it was Integrity Consulting,
okay, that one.
which was founded in 2007
Okay.
as a spin-out from another firm that I was a partner in. And interesting side of that story is that we made that decision on October the 10th, 2007, and we had to have that business up and running November 1st.
Oh, piece of cake, right?
Zero to business in 21 days. It was a ride, let me tell you.
So how'd you do it?
You
don't
surround
sleep?
yourself, no sleep. You surround yourself with really smart people, and you really focus on what's important and taking care of I picked up 21 people. So I came out of the gate with 21 employees on November the 1st and got to make payroll in 2 weeks.
That'll motivate you.
That will motivate you, especially when a customer doesn't pay for another 30 or 45 days.
Yes.
So, and questions to the bank of like, so how are we going to do that? And they'll say, I'll come back in 2 years. When you're bankable, then we'll loan you some money, but I won't need it by then. So, yes.
Yeah.
Well, but that's okay, because you'll be a safe risk.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start it?
It was really about being transformational. And I had been in management consulting at big firms like EDS, Pro Systems, and Arthur Andersen. And what I found was we needed to transform how we worked with folks. It was really about getting in the trenches, getting next to your client, getting your hands dirty. And we said the most important thing we could do is build trust. And out of that, we'll have a good time, we'll help our client be successful. And we want people who are like-minded, meaning you understand you got a passion for doing things, you want to help other people, you want to be a servant leader, you're looking for like-minded people to work with. So that was the inspiration for it.
And so the coin?
So the coin, which was really, when somebody asked me maybe 2 months after we started the business, they're like, why did you name your company Integrity? I'm like, what other name would you think of that would imbue all the attributes of how you should behave with a customer and in your life and in your social life, in your community, and with your people. So we generated the coin as a reminder, and we handed out to all the employees and some of our clients, but that is one of the last 4 that I have.
This is
so I share
could
that
potentially get you a drink, right? It won't.
It will get me a drink. I don't know about you. If you challenge me, I might not have one, and then I have to buy you a drink.
There you go. There you go. I will challenge you.
Awesome.
You gonna take that challenge?
Oh,
Cool.
bring it.
All right. So since we like talking about in the trenches, part of what we like talking about is the lessons that we can learn from it. Personally, I don't believe that we learn any lessons from the successful businesses. So I've started 7. The last 3 are the ones that people want to talk about, when really the first 4 are the ones people should talk about. Can you
Right.
tell us about any of those businesses that was painful and they didn't work? You might have even called them the big F word, failure.
I would say if you remember the economy in 2008, right, so November of 2007 is probably not the best time to
Yep.
start a new company and take on 21 employees.
Probably not.
And what we learned in that process was, you know, you really have to be strong. You really have to be focused. You can't work on orphan things. I think we talked about that this morning
Yep.
at the board meeting, and that, yeah, there's a lot of great ideas. You got to pick one or two, and you got to focus. And you really need people who believe in what you're doing. And the only way that happens is you have to believe in what you're doing.
So you're talking partners, or are you talking customers? Or,
Yes.
Or
Yes.
yes.
And
Yes.
Right. So, so really, I think what we discovered early was there's a thirst for information and a thirst for knowledge. And we said, we're going to be transparent. We're not going to hide behind the partner model or the CEO's desk. We're going to get out and walk with our people and talk with our people and be present. I think a challenge that we have today is a lot of people focus on, I can't wait to say something. I'm just waiting.
So they're not listening.
Right, right. They just want to. They want to answer the. They want. Oh, I know the solution. I can't wait for my chance to talk. And we really expressed it as, you know, you have to listen. You have to think about your client. You have to think about how your client is going to be successful, and you have to adopt that into your work activity, because that is how we build strong, continuing relationships. I have clients that I've had for 15 years in the consulting business. Repeat clients over and over and over.
Says a lot about you.
They go to a new company, the first problem they encounter, they pick up the phone, can you guys come out here and let's sit down and have a chat? Why? Because they know that we're not going to just sell them something to sell them something. We'll go in there, we'll have a great conversation, but that's a lot of learning to do that. There's a lot of calls you make where you want to sell something so bad. And guess what? Your client picks up on that in a hurry.
Yeah.
So,
You know, it's interesting. I'm thinking back. So, Strategic Growth and Advisory Board this morning. There was after the clients left, and it was just us, the advisors, and we were, you know, talking about how we can help them better. And one of the things that you were talking about makes me think about this. I don't know if you remember, but it's just the whole idea of getting to the real problem and getting a better answer, kind of peeling back.
yep.
That's a Vistage thing as well, but it's also something that's really hard to do because we are all problem solvers and we want to get out there and just give them the answer.
Right, right. As a systems engineer, I want to fix things.
Exactly.
Right? It's just my human nature. But what I've learned as a business person is I really need to understand what's the motivation behind what that person or company is trying to do and what they perceive their issues to be, because that's their reality.
Yeah.
And you need to peel back and help them filter through what's real and what's not real. And really focus on that particular thing so you can get to a resolution.
So the answers and the questions.
Always.
Love that.
Always.
Love that.
But you can't ask questions for the sake of just asking questions, right? If you don't think that I'm sincere and real in my desire to help you, you're just going to give me the stock answers.
Right.
Right? So.
That's where the transparency comes in.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I want you to pick up the phone and call me because I really want to help you. And I may not even charge you for it.
You're amazing. You are amazing. So I really do appreciate you.
It's really hard for me to hear you say that because I'm just a
I
regular.
know,
I'm just
I
a
know,
regular
you're
guy.
very humble, but
Just a regular
I've
guy.
been in too many different meetings with you with too many different clients, and the advice that you give them, millions of dollars at this point.
Here's my advice to everyone. If you think you can, you will. I'm just a regular guy who just made a decision that I was going to go do this. And when you make that decision and commit, you can do anything.
I also believe there's something about you that's very different, and the reason why you succeed. Some of it's because probably your background, you don't quit at all. You surround yourself with really smart people.
Yes, I feel dumb all the time.
You listen really, really well, and you're humble and transparent. Where many times what I see gets in the way of entrepreneurs is they want to act like they know it all. And you go to a networking event and you want to put on your, your best
Right.
front. And
Yep.
yeah, that gets in the way when you're in these types of groups and when you're really trying to accelerate your business.
I would say, because we have so many personas that are out in the business world that push their egos, and I mean, you see what happens. Eventually, how the mighty have fallen, right, from that standpoint. So, egos are important, but they also need to be put in perspective, because we were sitting in the venture capital panel, and the
Funded and Bruce.
Yep,
Yeah.
right. And what did every one of those venture capital guys say? I need to believe in you as a person and your passion for what you're doing before I'm going to invest.
Right.
And, they're seasoned professionals. The smoke and mirrors will not work.
Right.
So that's why it takes 6 months to get through that process, at best.
Yeah, at best, or a year.
Or
sometimes.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Well, we have to wrap this up.
Already?
Yeah, I know.
Man, time's gone by really fast.
Not for the people listening to us, but for us, yes. Do you want to leave them with any one last piece of advice, quote, book?
I have a motto that I developed while I was coaching lacrosse and soccer for 10 years, girls lacrosse, girls soccer. And it always came about when a player would say, well, so-and-so is getting in my, they're in my space, or they're checking me, or, they're hip checking, whatever. And my advice to them was, well, you can adjust or you can suffer. So you have a decision to make. Are you going to adjust, or are you going to continue to suffer? And so
Great advice.
I always look at
Yes.
every situation as, man, I'm frustrated. I might be, this might be a painful conversation. I need to adjust. Because at the end of the day, what's my overall goal? I want to help the individual that might be across the table. I want to help that company succeed. And those companies all are going to have to adjust or suffer. And I know that sounds very
No, it's actually
rudimentary, but
no, it's great advice.
yeah, it's going to be a chapter in one of my books one day.
I think some of the simplest things are actually the most powerful too.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually one of the luckiest women in the world, and I think these guys are too, because they get to hang out with people like you. So
I'm blessed to be
yeah.
around, and thank you for having the time
Yeah.
to ask me in, and hopefully somebody will grab a nugget from this.
I'm sure that they will.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. And thanks you guys so much for listening to In the Trenches. If you'd like to learn more about our advisors and the people who help Fitzy grow and scale, go to www.fitzy.org. Have a great day.